second-year man Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore.
Some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the colleges are giving us nowadays.
This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
As Houston comes back out here on offense, Charles, it's got to be a frustrated team right now after that loss at home to Denver in Week 14, 38-24. They got down early, big, and couldn't ball league, but if there is such a thing, maybe this was one.
And really with a team that couldn't afford it because they're in a heck of a race with the Tennessee Titans in the AFC South, and the Titans are really hot right now. You would think that a team at this level could handle.
Carlos Hyde, see you later. Touchdown, Houston. Carlos Hyde, 39 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they're in on the first play from scrimmage. Our crew and you and I, we better strap in here.
That's what's commonly known as quick strike. Points on the board. This could be a fun game.
Lamar Jackson brings out the Baltimore Ravens. Such an electric season for the team, for Lamar Jackson. And, Charles, he became just the second quarterback to top 1,000 yards rushing, second to Michael Vick, who has 1,039. Lamar Jackson.
Just one interception in his last 6 games. All of them wins.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but
disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving. Last week, with the head-to-head win over the Patriots back in Week 9, they essentially have a 2-game lead over them.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Texans scoop it. There he goes, left side. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
It's 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. Looking for a bounce back, had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown.
300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you got a talented back, give it back to him.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. And it's a fumble. And the Texans scoop it.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And now out comes Houston. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better.
10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, 37 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it is stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. And so far, their game plan, whatever it's been on this side of the football, working pretty well.
And I like where you went there, the game plan. You know that they spent all week.
And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing.
To throw is Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
36. Watch.
On 2nd and 15 now. Watson. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Darren Fells. 34 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that looked like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big. Winds up falling incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. That'll bring up 2nd down. That time, 5 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Houston. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for the
on 1st down. Throwing again is Watson. And Watson's going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do. 10. Jackson going to throw again. Flushed out right. He'll run it. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me?
Touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of
Coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Out to his left. And now he's going to use touchdown, Texans.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third. Final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's the fullback as time expires in the first half, and the Ravens cut into that lead. Well, certainly they haven't had the ideal first half, but there's something, some time report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens get a bit more play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from... Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Boyle there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the... Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing...
Well, and how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And look at this. They come right back with a big shot downfield. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans push further out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. A 9-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing,
DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that? And it'll be 2nd and 11. The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Rolling to his left. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
They'll look to run with Ingram. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. It's another touchdown pass for Deshaun Watson, his 5th of the afternoon. And the Texans have retaken the lead. So minutes after giving up the lead in the 4th quarter, they say not so fast. Big play, and they grab that lead right back.
Talk about a seesaw game. Up, down. Did you have a seesaw? Did you play that when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah. Huh? Out on the playground, absolutely.
You had to make sure that you matched weight, though, on the other side, though, right?
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 13-yard touchdown run as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you? The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last time when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right, to be able to take exactly what happened before.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, 65 yards. And the Texans have once again taken the lead. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot.
And again, it's Ingram. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. You and I have seen a lot of special comebacks. This one, pretty much unbelievable. Roaring all the way back from that huge deficit, now in the driver's seat.
Take the numbers out of it. It seemed insurmountable. It seemed monumental, like no chance you could get that done, but they did. Let's go back to the 92 NFL season, 93 playoffs. Houston, Buffalo, in that off twice in the season, once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'd be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the fourth quarter.